Welcome to Dread Book Joy. I want to talk to you about this wonderful book, which is about 6 sisters, a travelling fair and a family curse. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack. I'm a qualified primary school teacher who shares and recommends great books for children for home or school. I also talk about my own reading on the channel, so you might want to check out some of my other videos. But today I want to talk to you about this marvellous middle grade read. And this is a story about 6 sisters who live in a very small village, which is on the edge of a huge marshland. And this village is very small, very insular, full of suspicious and superstitious people. Young girls are not expected to be educated. In fact, it's supposed to be dangerous. They're not expected to be able to read. They get accused of witchcraft if they are educated or show any way that they are clever or bright in any way. And these 6 sisters grow up on a farm where they live with their father and their grandmother. So their mother died when the 3 youngest girls were born, and they're triplets, and there is a family curse, which means that 6 sisters are cursed unless they perform certain duties or are married off in a certain order. And so we meet the girls at the start of the book where their father, who's quite a bit of a drunken bully, is arranging a marriage for the eldest daughter, who is really gentle and really beautiful, and he's arranging a marriage for her with a local, kind of like a villain, really. So that's how we start the story off. And whilst there are 6 sisters in the story, our main protagonist is the 3rd daughter, Willa. Willa is very strong-willed, she's very clever, she's very bright. According to the curse, she's not supposed to get married, she has to stay at home. So she is furious with her father for basically selling her older sister off, because in exchange for the sister, the potential fiance offers their father a beautiful white horse. So Willa feels at the start that her sister is being sold just for this horse. The next stage of the story is that a travelling fair called the Full Moon Fair, that arrives with the full moon and sets up and stays for a few nights of the full moon, that arrives in town, and the girls take the opportunity to go and visit the fair before their sister is married or betrothed to this kind of really villainous farmer. At the fair, Willa and Grace, her older sister, go and visit a fortune teller who gives them a warning. And that night, when the fair leaves town, Grace has disappeared. And so it's up to Willa to try and find her. This was just such a wonderful story. It was very atmospheric and I was swept along in it. In fact, I couldn't stop reading it. It was full of amazing description, beautiful atmospheric writing. Lucy Strange can really write. The sisters also felt very individual and unique. Even though there are 6 of them, they felt very well drawn and had a lot of depth to them. I found myself really rooting for Willa as our main protagonist, and she's very brave and she's very stubborn, but she just stands up for what is right, and she's just a wonderful protagonist to follow. Whilst it was an amazing adventure book, and the atmosphere, the creation of the fair itself, when the girls are there, you can just feel yourself being there, the marshlands and the kind of frightening elements of the book, which were really well done, and the tension that's built, all of their storytelling was marvellous. But there are some really great themes within the book that were explored as well, such as the education of women and young girls and having that repressed and what that means, which I think is really current and really relevant to what's going on in the world today in a lot of places. So if I was discussing this with children, I would also link it to what is actually happening in some parts of the world with women and girls accessing education and being restricted, and what that means for them. There was also a real storytelling element in this book, because the girls do read. Their grandmother has a secret stash of books which she allows them to access, and the power of those stories and the joy and pleasure the girls get in reading I just thought was wonderful. The different mythologies that Lucy Strange has accessed to kind of build her own local legends and mythologies within the book, I felt were really well done, and I love that aspect of that fairy tale aspect of the story. Lucy Strange has based the book, the setting of the book, on a real place in England, Romney Marsh in Kent, which is a huge area of marshland, and she has really brought this sort of idea of these swamps and these marshes to life. And she said that she drew quite a lot on the local mythology and folklore of that area in Kent, which has a real rich history. So I just found that really fascinating. And yeah, if you are teaching in Kent as well, this would be a great book to read as a sort of local area study, if you're doing a local area study of things like that. I just thought it was wonderful. I'll definitely be looking out for more books by Lucy Strange. She is an author with a lot of talent, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this book. If you like mythology and fairy tales and folk tales, if you like a spooky read, then this book is definitely for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like more middle grade recommendations, I do have a middle grade playlist, which I'll leave in the description box below, and hopefully I'll see you again here soon. Bye.